Hello and welcome to Face Check. I'm Barry and continuing my slew, is that a word? That's a word, right? A slew, a lot, of Null videos recently. I came across this Null deck while playing earlier this evening, created by this player here. Now I don't quite know how you pronounce that. Yhtill. I'm going to go with Yhtill. He's playing a Null deck. And I wasn't really sure what he was up to when suddenly he bust out a massive medium run using Out of the Ashes and Parasites and Null's ability to get rid of the ice, along with a DDoS of course to prevent the outermost being rezzed, and it worked very well. And then I knew what he did, so I gave him a rematch and then I smashed him very easily. Because I know that there's no breakers in here. I put out agendas, waited for him to Queen's Gambit, and then was able to score for free, so score him 5 threes, and I could score them quite safely behind a wraparound or anything really that ended the run. So I thought it was quite interesting. Yeah, very much a one-trick pony. He's said he's going to work on the deck and post it tomorrow evening. I will put a link down below to it if I can find it. What that did remind me a lot of though is David Saya's diaper deck. If anybody's seen that one, so it's not diaper like nappies, it's diaper like hyper but with a D. Don't worry about it. The the premise of the deck was he would bounce the ice. So his deck was out of Shaper. He would have keyholes, mediums, and access the cards using medium, keyhole run, medium. Use False Echo to bounce the ice with DDoS as well. Now, taking a bit of a hit from Most Wanted list changes, he played, a hyperdriver as well. Various iterations he went through, but I was wondering what would happen if I just like for like swapped the cards that Yhtill would put in here and moved them over to Shaper. Now obviously 6 out of the Ashes is 12 influence, which is pretty much all of it, because Parasite reduces your influence by 3. So I was like, well, what if instead of destroying the ice, it just wasn't a problem? So let's just go through it kind of side by side. Here we've got 3 amped up, and then in here we have 3 all-nighters. So it does similar-ish things, not quite as easy to pull off, but not really the same downside, and a lot cheaper. So yeah, not as good, but still decent. Deja Vu, we don't need Deja Vu so much anymore because we're not running any, what's the word I'm after? We're not running Parasites and we're not running Data Suckers. We don't need to fetch them back. Yes, we could lose medium, but in that case we have Clone Chips. Now Clone Chips has the same sort of negative effect on our list or our influence limit as Parasites, but it does the same thing for our purposes. We're either going to bring back False Echo or medium, and let's see what else we've got. So IFAD Worse, he was using IFAD Worse entirely for the draw, so Shaper have their own version there in the form of Diesel. Then Out the Ashes, same in both decks. Then Queen's Gambit for money. So money out of Shaper was a little more difficult to come by. I actually ended up with 3 infiltrations to replace that. Now it's not ideal. I think that would be the first things to go if this deck was to try and improve it all. But at the moment it's the best kind of replacement that I can find, and the deck is short of money, so it's kind of needed. Then Showing Off. Now Showing Off is a great card if you're making a lot of sort of medium accesses, and you know that you're going to get them off. You can then start accessing from the bottom, so you see twice as many cards, or you see all the cards in half the time, but that is not really something we can import into Shaper. So what I really wanted was something with a sort of shuffling effect, but couldn't really come up with anything that was in faction, so that's kind of missing from this list. But when it gets going, you don't necessarily need it. You might get unlucky a couple of times if it fires and you don't find all the agendas you need, but so it goes. So yeah, missing these sort of 2 Showing Off. Cease Your Gambles, that's in both. Hardware, got Grimoire here for the Anarch console, but in Shaper we have Astrolabe, just again for draw. So the big part of this deck is getting set up in time before the corporation has won. Astrolabe helps a little there just by pulling in the additional draw anytime they install a remote, and if nothing else it gives us the sort of one MU that we need to have self-modifying down to fetch the last piece of the puzzle. Then Sports Hopper, again played for draw more than anything else, but it does offer some Scorch protection. Now Anarch's slightly better for giving up a breaking news into Scorches or traffic accidents or whatever, but generally it's just used for draw, and it's the same in both decks. And then we've got a little bit of difference here in the program. So Data Sucker, Medium and Parasite on the Anarch side turns into False Echo, Medium and Self-Modifying Code. Again, just gives that little burst of speed that Shaper's better at than Anarch's, and lets you fetch Mediums or the False Echoes. You can do it on the corporation turn to get Kate's discount, and all very nice there. Then here we've got 3 DDoS, find that much sooner, whereas we do not have the influence for that in the Shaper version, and there's a single DDoS. Now this DDoS is a issue if you lose it. There's no way of getting it back. Considering playing a levy instead of an infiltration, just in case something bad happens. Very difficult otherwise to recur a resource, a singleton resource. But using, we want all 3 mediums so we get as deep into the R&D dig as possible, and we kind of need the clone chips as well. Unless we get rid of them entirely, there's no way we can get another DDoS in. So has to be what it is, unfortunately. This one, then Daily Cast, that's the same in both versions, and Street Peddler's the last bit of draw in Anarch, and that becomes quality time in here. Now getting rid of, what did we take out again? Yeah, not having the 2 showing offs, and not having what else did we take out? I can't remember exactly. There's a lot of space, so professional contacts for money and draw, and artist colonies there really just to potentially get rid of the bad agenda things. So news teams, she queues if you hit one. What else falls under that remit? Can't remember. But if you also get like a 1-pointer and you've not quite got enough there, you can sell off the 1-pointer potentially for another all-nighter to install, and then get a couple of clicks from that. And that's kind of it. So let's have a go with the Anarch version first, and then we'll switch over to the Shaper version and see kind of which we prefer. So let's do a new game, and recorded. I want to run, and we will make the game. So starting with the version that playing out of Null. Now Null's the ID of choice here, just to be able to break down ice on R&D quicker using Parasite, Data Suckers and Null's ability. Could be interesting maybe to swap some other things in there, maybe Ice Carver or Scrubbed or something, but then again that maybe eats up unnecessary deck slots, since you're only going to be making that run once. So as long as you can deal with it, then you're fine. Now again, I beat this the second time out that we played, and the reason was that I knew what was in the deck, but also I simply purged every time it came down to a point where the ice could be destroyed, and then he never had an opportunity to fire it off. So if you're playing this in a tournament, as soon as somebody gets wind of kind of what you're doing, you're never going to win another game again, and therefore it is not particularly good. A backup plan, having some breakers or something, would be better. However, no guarantees that even that would work. obviously giving up deck slots at that point to fit in breakers for something that you can't really do. You know, this is a deck that either fires and wins, or fires and loses, or doesn't fire at all. It's very difficult. At least with DDoS you've got a couple of attempts at it, but you do have to run with Null if they get sort of too ice deep. So I consider things like maybe run a mock in there, but again, you know, they'll just let you through the first time but not any other times. So not entirely sure what the best way is. I think that's why Shaper is the better deck, to be honest, because then they can't really do anything, whereas with the Anarch version, then all they need to do is get something, you know, get 2 ice deep, and not be able to, or 3 ice deep, and then, you know, you're wasting loads of your clicks on trying to trash the ice. Well, not sure if anybody's going to play with me this evening. Okay. Hopefully we'll get somebody to bite. And I could always pause the recording and start again. Oh, here we go. Hopefully, again, I'm not asking people if they've read the recording anymore. If they choose a deck, I'm assuming that they are fine with being on camera. Right, so let's see how this one goes. I've not actually played this deck. I played the Shaper one. Hi, good luck. Now here I've got a couple of Street Peddlers for draw, which is fine. One Fear the Masses. Fear the Masses? That's not the game. That's not the card at all. Of the Ashes. So let's go for it. In fact, because I've also got the Sports Hopper for the draw. So let's see how quickly we can do it. Now, a Jackson turn 1, not really what I want to see. He's going to overdraw. I'm going to have to run the Jackson, just to... I don't want to trash it, but I need to at least threaten the trash, because I can't let him fire Jackson over and over. So if I play a Peddler, that's 1 medium, 1 daily casts. And if I play a Peddler, 1 medium, 1 data sucker, 1 out of the Ashes, that's fine. Let's run server 1 because I hate Jackson. That is a successful run that I really didn't kind of want. And then I will gain a credit. Okay, so my intention now is I'm going to pop Peddler for daily casts, putting a medium in the bin, and then I'm going to pop Peddler for data sucker, more than likely. Actually, no, I'll pop it for medium. Now that it'll be Breaker Bay Grid Adonis or something. So let's just pop that for daily casts, and then we'll start turn, get some money. Right, let's start drawing. Draw, draw. I've had worse. And let's gain a credit. That's going to put out of the Ashes into the heap, and out of the Ashes into the heap. Okay, so there's 3 there now. That's not so bad. I've almost got access to 2 of the mediums. So I've got a lot of the pieces already. Let's just see if I can make it fast enough and so he doesn't realise what I am up to. So now we've got 2 ice and R&D, which makes things a problem. There we go. So I do not want to make that run. I instead want to gamble. Then I maybe want to run. If he's got Architect, then that is a problem. Which piece of this? I think one of them might be Architect, and I can't trash it. Fine, let's drop you. Drop you. Yeah, let's just drop you as well. Done. I've gone broke, but I'll get 2 here, and then I'll be able to draw up. So this could well be an agenda. Yeah, could have ran it, could have seen it, but he just tested me there. And if he does put a res piece of ice over R&D, that is game over. And that'd be the same with the Shaper version. Need to put Escher in, really. So that certainly suggests that there's something over. Oh, interesting. What is this last piece? Last card in archives. Just install the 2 pieces of ice, but there's another bit in the temporary zone. Okay, so let's start turn. I do not. Let's pop you. Let's sure. Let's. I really don't want to run. Honestly, this is big shortcoming that the Shaper version does not have a problem with. Let me then. I've not got a lot of money, so I'm going to instead draw, gain credit, gain credit, gain credit. Not the most exciting of turns, but next time I'll have more money. I can pop off the second sports hopper and try and power through again. So there's already 2 in there. Another one will go in there in a minute. Need a little bit more draw, and I really need DDoS, and I need this card here, so the innermost card of R&D to not be an architect. Is realistically what I need, so I should maybe go check those. No, let's pop you. It's Queen's Gambit. 3 on there. Give him a chance to do anything. Let's Queen's Gambit. 3 on there. And then let's just lose. Lose Data Sucker for the time being. So if that's mandatory upgrades, then he's jamming. Or if it's any agenda, I'm sure he's quite happy. Did I choose wrong? I may have chosen wrong. Okay. Let's just see what's happening. So double Queen's Gambit's actually better than Day Job. You know, you get 12 for 0, or 12 for 4 clicks effectively, but 2 cards as well, of course. Not an agenda because he's not scored it. So let me now. Oh, it is. Ugh. So I guess he was maybe fishing to see if he could find a. What could he find? A Jackson. So he could fire the ABT safely, install Jackson with his last click, and then it doesn't matter really what ends up in the bin. So Architect on Archives is great, that's 1 down. If you had more, if you put another Architect somewhere that's not R&D, I'll also be happy. Touring, some good ABTs he's getting off. No real way to keep him poor, don't have a Vamp. So Itchy there is fine, I'll get Parasite on Itchy, and that would tick away for a couple of turns, then I'll run and deal with it. So I still need DDoS, I still need the 3rd medium. Need a lot of things going on. So actually that was a very good ABT for him, all that ice. Yeah, very good, very good. Why is he protecting the archive so hard? Must be at least 1 in there. That may be an agenda again. Really putting the screws on with the speed. Guess that's okay. Now I can take Itchy out in a single turn. I can just take Data Sucker off here. No. So let's draw. I don't need any more money. Draw. Parasite there. And then I'll lose Grimoire. And probably showing off. Only need one. But at this rate, I won't need any. So if this is a score, then I'm in a world of hurt. Because I'm only halfway through my deck and I'm not seeing a single... That's fine. There's not... Other than out of the ashes in the bin here, there's not really any indication of what I'm doing. But that is more of a problem than it seems, simply because I cannot get set up and get in. What it really needs a DDoS just to go check that one out. So I'm going to have to... No, let's draw. Oh, the worst. Draw. There's a parasite, so in the heap with you, in the heap with you, in the heap with you, and in the heap with you. This is really not going well. That's probably a score. At which point I'm in a world of hurt. Yep. All I needed was a DDoS there. There's 3 DDoSes in this last 15 cards. However, he might be starting to feel a little comfortable now. He might just, he could have Biotic actually because he's playing all the campaigns. No. Let's, I've already binned one medium. What if I, Data Sucker, run R&D, kill you, jack out, draw. Ugh. Draw. I need the DDoS. So you can go in the bin. You can go in the bin. Don't really want to get rid of anything else, but I think it might have to be... Ugh. Makes me sad. There it goes. So now I need way too many clicks to get set up. Rather unlucky. 12 cards left. Not a lot. If this is any sort of anything, then I'm in trouble. Now the timing structure of the turn has been clarified a little. When your turn begins, so you do have your clicks by the time that happens. So now you're just going fishing for the last agenda, which you may well get. Yep, so I very badly need to find that DDoS. And then I need to find another one. No. So it's half as worse. Oh my god, draw. Oh, GG I guess. So no doubt there is one on there, and there's another 2 in the bottom 4 cards. Wow. Go on. And then advance. The end. GG. Well, that is one of the weaknesses of the deck, shall we say. Wasn't quite fast enough, so we finished there on turn 10 because I couldn't contest anything. He had so much money, he had loads of protection. I wasn't running because I needed to get set up. Got a combo deck. Let's fire you off for DDoS. What was your ice? Yeah, I mean, I guess I could have ran HQ a couple of times just to keep him honest. So that was all generally fine, I guess. That can be parasited away in a single turn. I'd still be able to get a pretty decent medium dig out of that. I was too scared of Architect is the problem. You need a Mimic at least, because it could well be that an Architect gets rezzed here, at which point, you know, you're fighting a losing battle. Suddenly they install an ice in front of it, or a couple of bits of ice in front of it, say, and then they can raise the second one, and you're just out of luck. Okay, so that sucked. I mean, the deck didn't fire, but that's mostly down to the deck actually not being terribly great. Yeah, 2 DDoSes there. A little unlucky. I could have, I guess, amped up to... yeah, I guess I could have won the game there. Or not won the game at least, but made things a little more interesting. Now, I'm not familiar with the deck, so I'll take that back as well. But had I amped up, I had every possibility of hitting the Street Peddler, you know, like a 1 in 5 shot or something, or maybe less actually, because I'd overdraw on Hunter, be a reasonable odds, and then being able to run in and do that. Okay, excuse me. Well, end your turn and we'll see. Actually, I still need two turns to get set up. So what I'm going to do, I'll just get set up here. So 1, 2, deja vu, bring back medium, and medium. Had I lost the third medium? I had, and I'd already got rid of my 2. It wasn't going to go very well because it was so late in the game. Then I'll install, then I need about 3 turns, so well, it wasn't going to make any difference. DDoS trash. The ashes, and that would have done. Right, so I'm going to leave that there. Thanks for the game. And then I'm going to play the Shaper version, which is significantly better. So let's give that one a bash instead. Right, so leave the game, start a new game. New game. Nobody is playing now. Okay. Recorded. I want to be the runner. But this time we're going to play as Kate. Now here we're not scared of architects. We are still a little upset by ABTs or oversight AIs or what's the word? Executive bootcamp. That's 3 words. But we do not have to play quite as scared. It's a little bit faster. So that was 10 turns. It took me 10 turns there to lose the game. Let's see if I can win the game in a similar time frame. Now, to be fair, the deck didn't fire. You know, the bottom 5 cards, I think, 5 or 6 cards had the 3 DDoSes, which would have made the deck work a little bit. But I would definitely have had to have used one and then used another one. It would have taken me 2 or 3 more turns to set up, and that is, you know, one of the dangers of the deck. This isn't quite so bad. SMCs you can fish out the programs that you need. The draw is a little better out of it, just because Shaper does have better draw. You know, wild cakes aside, and it can just return all the ice to hand, so your DDoS is guaranteed. You don't have to spend a turn or spend a click destroying some of the ice so you can have another go. All you need is really 2 pieces of ice down, and it kind of ruins your day as Anarch. Right, here we go. So we have a player. Bumsy. Right, so actually I can survive this. So I've survived one before, although I did get a little lucky hitting 2 future perfects and a chairman hero. I was also lucky to have the money for it. So do I want this? And the answer is no. Let's start with draw over anything else. So Proco, draw, install all-nighter, and then we will get going. I can't remember if this is the same guy I played. Probably not. So do, and then how many cards have I got in hand? 6, 7. Okay, so that's fine. So we get 2 of these in the bin straight away, which is cool. So I get a couple of free runs if needs be. I dragged you into the heap. There you go. End turn. Then I will install, draw. In fact, I'll do it the other way around. So draw just in case I get a sure gamble. So draw, sure gamble if I get one. Otherwise, install. Now, that's probably an agenda. It's a big ask to say whether it is or not at the moment, but if I was him, I would. But I can't really risk losing these, so let's draw, install, and then if it is an agenda, ideally hit out with the ashes, and I'll be like, yes. Now if this is a bunch of 1 points in R&D, then the deck does not work quite as well. You have to be very careful not to die horribly. Certainly Yhtill AI slow down the game, as well as snares, shocks, anything. Like, what? Do I want to take a tag? We hit the floor. Okay. Do I want to lose Proco? No. What's my choice? Is it asking you to do anything? Because it's not asking me to do anything. Now I could, I might just take the tag. Although I do have a few. Right, take a tag. I'll make you spend your money if you want to get rid of stuff. I will do. I will do no such thing. Yeah, you want to trash it, you pay for it. Okay. That is fine. So he's down to 5 credits. So if he does fire a snare, no, I wish to draw Astrolabe for free. Draw. And if he does get rid of this, well, so be it. So if you look at my heap already, I've got 4 in there. Now that's just better draw for a start, but I've also got the ability to draw 15 cards in my hand. So this is going to ping 1, and as long as it's not DDoS, I'm okay-ish. Now that's Yhtill more than likely, or potentially a Ronin. So no, I wish to remove tag, gain credit, and install DDoS, as it is my only copy. So now I need to money up. Artist colony's fine, so I'm just going to zoom out a little bit here again because we're getting a bit horizontal. Nope. So 1, 2. Yes, I can probably risk this, so I'm going to run server 5. Even if it is a cerebral, so what? Pay to trash Ronin? Yeah. And then I'll just install you. Done. This is slightly... This will be a better matchup for the Anarch deck. IFAB Worsies can trigger from hand. I've also got infiltrations in here now. I was poo-pooing them, but actually, maybe it's not so bad. I'm going to expose a card. Ronin, gain credit, gain credit. Run server 6. Successful run. Trash sheet. So now he knows that I have exposed, but right, I need money. This was the thing that was short in the deck and why infiltration was there in the first place. But actually quite handy against this. Now if I had more influence, you know, maybe Deuce's Wild or something would be handy as well. Alternatively, prepaid again, so you know what made prepaid pretty good. All the economy events. I wonder. I just have to click for 3 and install daily casts, I think. On the plus side, he keeps installing things, which is making him poor as well. Or at least he's not getting any more money. No, let's gain credit, gain credit, gain credit. There you go, daily casts. So I'm leaving Jackson on the table, which is a little dangerous for the time being. Whatever, I just need to get set up, get my combo going, and then I need to be able to survive taking a whole bunch of agendas. Mushroom, no shroom. So get to 1, 2, 3. I need money, so I'm just going to have to stick with the plan, which is going to be 1, 2, 3. You, and then Ashes goes in the heap. So as things stand, I can make a fair dent into this if I can just find an SMC or something. I also need them to go under 4 credits is the trick. So I'm going to have to... I don't know what I'm going to have to do, to be honest. Oh, things are getting horizontal. Now I imagine there are a few things out here. No, so let's expose a card. Let's expose this one. House of Knives. Don't know why I didn't score that. I will run server 8 because what I don't want to be doing is taking damage from this and the other one. So successful run. Steal you. Take a hit. That's not a problem. Let's run. Let's install you. Let's run server 10 as well. I'm optimistic. Steal you, and then if he's playing dedication ceremony, I just killed myself. So dedication ceremony here, you'll be able to res this Ronin, assuming it's Ronin. Dedication ceremony, and then he's bioethicsing me. Triple bioethics. That was on my draw as well. If he scores this now, that is officially game over. Can he kill me? Yeah, I shouldn't have installed that last click. I should have drawn back up. GG. Well, that kind of sucked. how many cards is he running? 28, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. Maybe miscounted there, but yeah, 49. Okay, this is going much better. It's hard to survive these kind of decks anyway, without the I'm not running any kind of protection against it. I could have just started hammering there. I'll say that these decks aren't going to win. So on the other side, these kind of corporation decks aren't going to win any tournaments either, just because people are now a little bit more experienced at playing the IG decks that do it better. People are, and it's very, very hard to just needle away at damage on people because levy is so prevalent. So you're going to run out of cards before they do, and with all the hits that Museum and everything's taken, then that's that. So I don't know how long this has been so far. Potentially, no idea. I can tell you how many bites it's taken. Alright, let's try one more game just to get it to fire, and that will be that. So there I could have played a little bit more cautiously, I guess. I didn't really want to be running and checking things, but obviously it turned out not to be the best idea. I was starting to get a grip of things again. I don't want to necessarily overdraw with quality time because I already got 5 out of the ashes in my heap. Didn't need much more. Zoom back in a little bit in case we get a normal deck or a more standard deck. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for that same HB deck, to be honest, to play against Shaper. If it was, pretty sure I would have won it. Not so scared of any of their agendas in there. They're not after the kill. Can hopefully just about outpace them. I was doing really well with the out of the ashes, but I didn't get any of the programs needed. So mediums, SMCs, had one false echo at the end there. See how it goes. The King of Africa. Natsawimnya Nabakithia Baba. Maybe I should go audition for the Lion King. I will keep this. This is fine. I can overdraw with Diesel. Got SMC to fetch stuff. Got All Nighter. Couple out the ashes to put in the bin. All good. What's he got in his hand? Let's see, shall we? Now he is going to be getting his credit every time. He's got nothing in his hand that he cares about. He's going to install Jackson. Cool beans. I don't actually want to trash Jackson, so stuff it. Let's do that then. 2, 3, 4. Next time we're going to gain a credit, install, draw. Agroprix, thank you. Now, so difficulty here, of course, being things like Caprice. Batty shouldn't be too much of a problem because he's not going to get to res his ice, but Caprice will be able to keep us out of R&D. Did he have an Agroplex in his hand? Well, obviously he must have, but I missed it. So that's probably Jackson. Could be an agenda. But I guess most of his agenda suite will maybe be, let's assume 3 Caprice Niseis, or Nisei Mark 2s. Could have 3 Brain Trusts, and maybe the Future Perfects as well. So let's gain credit, install, draw, install. So I'll get another card here. Next turn, draw, depending on what I get, I suppose. That'll start getting me money. This is actually helping me out a little bit. Him just building up cash, I'm entirely okay with. So there's a corporate sales team in there, which I want. Oh yeah, corporate sales team's a good one in this one. 1, 2, 3, I'm on 8. Let me... let's take an install while it's free, so use my ability, and then bin out of the ashes, bin out of the ashes. And next time I will diesel. So what is he fast tracking for? This is going to be a little bit. Nisei, that's fine. I mean, I'm going to get so many runs that Nisei is going to do nothing. I do... could that be an Nisei? No, it's absolutely not an Nisei. Let me diesel, money, all-nighter, diesel actually, and then let's put you in the bin, let's put you in the bin, and let's put you in the bin. Yeah, infiltration's like the borderline card here. So I am only a DDoS away from being set up as things stand. He's got a ton of money, which is a problem, just because if I'm hitting future perfects, then you know, there's nothing else I could do really. So that must be a caprice or something. So he's got 2 in hand. That's a reasonable. Those are reasonable odds actually. I'm going to have a poke at his hand just to see what happens here. So let me run HQ. It should have 2. Run HQ. No. Run HQ. Install you. Okay, so that's why you should never deviate from your plan. Now, could he have dumped one? Not really. That could be corporate sales team, so let's install advance. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to pop you for medium. I'm going to start my turn. No. Then I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to wait for that to sort itself. Then I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to do that. And then that's going to be the end of you. If it goes. Excuse me. And then that's going to go into there as well. So now, kind of set up as it happens. All I need is the DDoS, and it's a singleton. There it is. So I'm going to drop that this turn. Drop it like it's hot. And then next turn I'm going to do the dig. So I know he's got sales teams, I know he's got Niseis. There should be enough in there that I can win. So that could be quite interesting. Okay, so let's start turn. No, let me drop you, then you, then you, and then I'm going to run on archives, because I want whatever's there to go into there. Sorry, whatever's there to go into there using this. Cool beans. As a successful run, nothing. Right, so yeah, let's see what if he's recognised that the combo is there. He's going to have to install 2 bits of ice this turn to stop me with what's out. But I can get around that by installing another false echo, but then I won't of course be able to use out of the ashes. Actually, no, he's going to have to install 3 bits of ice, because otherwise past that, false echo, clone chip it back, past that, false echo, and then you can't res that because of DDoS. So he's going to rush, I think. Interns, what are you bringing out there? Oh, so that's a Nisei. Yeah, so that is a problem because I have no money. He just needs to bid 2 each time. Start turn. I am going to go for it nonetheless. Yes. R&D. So here's the Caprice res. Continue. I'm going to bid 2. Let's see if he goes big or goes none. The baller move, of course, going none. We hit the floor. Son of a gun. Yep. R&D. Gonna have to go 1. Spent 2. Yes. R&D. Go none. But then you can bid 2 and I can't do anything about it. See if we worked that out. Because then I couldn't trash Caprice if I got there. I just concede if he beats me here. So again, yeah, the deck's a one-hit wonder, and that's when it goes off. Basically, you're going to beat HB, and that's about it. All he needs to do is bid 2 here. I can go get that, I suppose, but that's not much of a consolation prize. Oh no, well, he beat me anyway, whatever. He bid 2, I couldn't afford to trash the Caprice. So then I'd run into here, I get whatever that is. Probably nothing exciting. And then that's it, that was game over. So yeah, you can see all the weaknesses of this deck, indeed how to play against it. So additionally I had a thingy grid, what's it called, Chrysium grid, over here to stop all the medium tokens kind of getting accumulating. Playing a Spark as well, he was poor, so he couldn't really get rid of it either. And then just kind of scored out at my leisure. Cool, anyway, that was kind of set up. What turn? That was turn 8, so as you can see, without Caprice there, then I would have won that game, but with Caprice there, then it is not really possible. I couldn't really contest on credits. I could have waited another couple of turns. I could have built up my credits. I could have then just tried to get lucky. I could have bid 0 for the first one. Had I done that, then again I probably would have won, because I was going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 free runs, and then another 4, 9, and then 10, 11, 12 runs. So that would have been seeing, I would have seen all of R&D at that point, but still scared, I guess, of snares, Yhtill AIs, which is probably not running. It's probably not running snares either, but you never know. And if it came down to the last click, you could stop me with a Nisei token, and then I couldn't do anything else. Okay, so that's it. You've seen kind of what those decks do. I'll post links to them anyway. They might sort of be a bit of fun in your meta. Actually, probably won't be any fun. If you get this to fire, there's not really anything your opponent can do. But recognising the patterns of what somebody else is doing and when they're building up a combo deck, so whether that's cerebral imaging, whether that's this kind of big digs, there's a few versions of this. If you ever want to run historical gauntlet of hive mind medium type thing, or if you want to this one or the diaper deck which I mentioned earlier, it's interesting how this is a thing, but the problem is it's quite easy to play around if you recognise the signs of it coming. Now dropping 3 mediums of course is a big sign of it coming. I could have like one, like seed one. I should maybe been speaking on that. If you ever get disconnected on Genteki.net, head over here. Some people will start talking. And that was that. Yeah, no worries. And that's it. Alright, that's it for today. I'll maybe have a little chat with King of Africa if he hangs around, just to find out what was in that server. But until next time, this is FaceCheck, jacking out.